Russian electronic warfare station Borisogledsk II, worth about $200 million, was destroyed. The 58th Brigade's Special Forces Aviation Unit, in cooperation with the 129th Brigade's Aerial Reconnaissance Group, reported the destruction of the enemy's Borisogledsk II electronic warfare complex. Operational Headquarters North confirmed the successful defeat of the targets. Russian war correspondent Romanov confirmed information from Russian telegram channels about car detonating with the acting deputy interior minister of the LPR inside it. He also published footage of the burning car. As telegram channel Astra wrote previously, in the evening of November 16th, at one of the checkpoints in Kremina, the vehicle was blown up with the deputy head of the Criminal Investigation Department of the LPR Ministry of Internal Affairs, Police Lieutenant Colonel Vladimir Pakolenko, and the acting deputy interior minister of the LPR, Police Lieutenant Colonel Oleg Shumilov. Both were hospitalized and diagnosed with shrapnel wounds. Small but important attack led to success, and 1.6 square kilometers of Ukrainian land was liberated in the Horlivka region. Even Western conservative analysts confirm this. Further attacks by the Ukrainian forces in the area are underway. Kadyrov told Putin that he hasn't visited Chechnya in a while. He thanked Putin for restoring Chechnya. It was wiped out by Russia in the Second Chechen War. The submission of Chechnya was always presented as one of Putin's great achievements, and has won him a lot of popularity within the Russian Federation. Now Kadyrov and his clan enjoy power over Chechnya, and getting rich there in exchange for loyalty to Putin.
Спасибо еще за большое внимание, которое вы уделяете именно Чеченской Республике. Но я хотел бы передать от наших старейшин слова такие, что они меня ругают за то, что вы не приезжаете к нам в республику. Что вы все сделали для нас, восстановили республику, не только автовокзалы, аэропорты, ну и вся республика восстановлена, но мы давно не были у нас, поэтому они меня ругают, и просили вам передать, чтобы вы приехали к нам в республику.
Some thoughts about the Kadyrov clan. 18-year-old Akhmat Kadyrov, another son of Ramzan Kadyrov, has been appointed to a position in the Chechen government. He became first deputy minister of physical culture, sports and youth policy. Ramzan Kadyrov appoints his children, sons and daughters, to administrative positions under the supervision of his associates. He prepares his successors and strengthens his clan. It is also possible to say that Kadyrov plans to eventually provide federal careers for his offspring. Ramzan Kadyrov's official biography states that he has 10 children, 4 sons and 6 daughters. But in July 2020, after the US imposed sanctions on the Kadyrov family, he wrote, "Okay, if I were 100 times a human rights violator, how do you explain the sanctions against my wife and my daughters? By the way, in addition to my 2 daughters, I have 12 other children. Feel free to include them in the sanctions lists." Kadyrov also has grandchildren, brothers, nieces, nephews, and numerous other relatives. The Kadyrov clan is one of the most influential and wealthy in Russia. That's why his son, Adam Kadyrov, has been receiving so many awards lately. This pleases his father and does not bother Putin. As long as Kadyrov is sitting in Chechnya awarding his children, few people will be interested in the situation in the Republic. Everyone understands perfectly well that the main thing is that Putin does not want a third Chechen war. In Russia, there has long been a situation where Putin says neither yes nor no in many sensitive cases. So officials themselves walking through a minefield decide what is allowed and what is not. The current awards for Adam Kadyrov and positions for his other children are like that too. Putin is silent. Kadyrov has become more active, and Russian officials are watching. Thus, Kadyrov creates a basis for a possible transfer of power. And on the other hand, he equips all key positions in the Republic with his sons and more distant relatives. Ramzan Kadyrov remembers very well how, sometime after his father's death, he had to wait for his appointment because his age did not allow him to take the position immediately. Therefore, it is necessary to change the Chechen constitution within a year or two and prepare the possibility of an instant transfer of power. Of course, reality always makes its own amendments, but Kadyrov, like any dictator, thinks in ideal terms. And no less important for understanding the processes, Kadyrov knows that Putin will not oppose this. The second reason is an attempt to make himself indispensable in the event of a power transition. Putin is 71 years old, and a number of Russian politicians have already started to think about the transit of power and their role in this process. Kadyrov has long been trying to become the chief Muslim of Russia. The war makes Kadyrov indispensable in many ways, with a 61% level of trust in him. And Russians consider him the second most important military leader of this war, 18%, with only Prigozhin above him with 19%, according to recent polls. Kadyrov's task is not to lose this level of trust and to prove to everyone that without his clan, the Caucasus, which is not going to secede anywhere now, may start thinking about separating after Putin's death. Recognize this guy? This is Russian propagandist Solovyev many years ago. He doesn't just look different, his speeches have changed as well. Back then, he thought journalists should be independent.
Мы не колесики общепролетарского дела, поэтому фраза, что хозяин сказал, журналист прыгнул, это к Тверской. Журналист всегда независимый человек, тем более журналист новой формации. Поэтому я требую уважения к нашей профессии, уважения к нашим коллегам. Речь не о саморекламе. Речь о том, что у нас есть обязательства, в том числе и перед журналистами НТВ. Прав был Дима, ему низкий поклон, и правы все те, кто останутся ночью и будут сидеть. Нельзя позволять хамам брать власть над собой.
Closing the border with Finland is just the beginning. Predictably, soon the same illegals might appear near Estonia, etc. Russia is creating this situation not so much to demonstratively worsen relations with Finland and create problems for it, but to recreate the Iron Curtain for its own citizens. Putin's regime wants to bring back the situation of the USSR and the Cold War. After the borders are sealed, the internet in Russia is most likely to be locked. It will become slow and controlled. The town of Lyman in Donetsk region was under Russian occupation last year and was liberated by the Ukrainian army in October 2022. It is 20 kilometers away from the front lines, and Russian army shells the town a lot. Those who remain in Lyman are mostly elderly people who have nowhere else to go. They live in basements and heat them with firewood. They share the stories of what Russia has turned their life into.
На що ви надієтесь тут?
Як на що? Щоб Україна вигнала їх і усе встановлювали побистрій. Ну скільки ж нам жити оце? Дровця носимо, щоб тепло було нам ночувати зимою. У підвалі, так. Це саме основне. Побіч ніде.
Як ви тут живете?
Ну як, у підвалі. Лестниця ж розбита, бачите.
Ну, у вас тут тепленько, так?
Ну, ми ж тут топимо. Що спасли, це обогріватель у нас тут, дивіться.
А де ви спите, можете показати?
Аж ось ложе моє.
А зимувати, як думаєте?
Оце ж топить буду і електрикою.
Але ж ви сама топите, важко, мабуть.
Важко. Тягаю дрова з підвала, тягну по ступенях.
Було у вас відчуття, що от в Лимані буде таке?
Та не було ніколи. Я родилася у війні. І, мабуть, і помру у війні.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.